We'll start now. Right. Today, we are going to start a new topic, that is the theory of firm. Can you hear me? And can you hear me? Hello? Can you hear me? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes, good. Right. Theory of firm. Theory of firm. Now, I will. Up to now, we discuss basic economic issues, problems, scarcity. After that, we discuss the demand and supply, theory of demand curve, supply curve, equilibrium, then the price controls, minimum and the maximum prices. Then the elasticity we discuss. The quantification of flow of demand, elasticity, elastic demand, inelastic demand, income elasticity of demand, then the cross price elasticity of demand, price elasticity of supply. Then the last lesson, we finished, of course, the discussion on theory of consumer behavior. How does the consumer allocate his limited income in buying things? Very simple question, in buying things. Then we build a model, theory. We discuss what is the objective of a consumer. Ask the objective is to maximize the utility. Then we ask the question, is utility measurable or not? Then we have two answers, two theories. Assuming utility is measurable, cardinal measure of utility, economists develop the theory, describe behavior of a consumer. Then the other approach, the utility is not measurable, but utility is ordinal. Consumer can rank different bundles according to his preferences. Second theory, there we discuss the modern approach. Discuss the indifference curve, the budget line, utility maximization. The theory was discussed. After that, we illustrated some of these theoretical concepts. What is the price consumption curve? Then we discuss income consumption curve. Then the income effect and the substitution effect, where the total effect can be disaggregated into two effects due to income, change in real income, change in demand due to the change in real income, and change in demand due to the change in relative prices. So that is the total, demand can be disaggregated into two concepts. Then the law of demand, the low demand curve again we derive. Very interesting, this theory is a very powerful theory. Using this theory of consumer behavior, we can derive so many other the concepts, the formulas, explain. Now today, then last point we discuss about the quiz, study question, practice question. We discuss I think we have to discuss one or two questions. We'll discuss one day. We are going to discuss all these the questions in all the practice questions papers. One day we'll have that arrangement. Today topic is theory of firm. Now firm, today we have only the PowerPoint presentation. The firms represent the supply side of the market. Consumers represent the demand side. Firms represent the supply side of the market. In this theory, like in the theory of consumer behavior, we are going to develop, explain, describe how does a firm in a market economy, free enterprise economic system, take decisions. Objective, what is the objective of a firm? What kind of market constraint, like budget constraint in the theory of consumer behavior, what are the constraints faced by a firm? Based on that, we try to develop the model, theory of firm. Now, in the first few slides, we are going to discuss what is a firm. So there are a number of firms. the owner firms, self-employed firm. Then you have the partnerships, 1 or 2 people, they pool their funds and conduct a business. Then again, you have the companies. When you go to the share market, there are big blue chip companies, around 200, 250 blue chip companies, very strong companies. And also other companies are there, companies legally allowed to do business, registered. So now we'll start the first few session. As I said earlier, the firm. What is the firm? Now this is my the outline of my presentation. Introduction. We discuss the firm. Here we are going to discuss what is a firm, the types of firms, objective, the differences of these various types of firms. Then the production function. Firms combine inputs and produce the outputs. Using inputs, produce the output. So this function, the input-output combination relationship, is called the production function. If you can represent, write down a mathematical function, it is called production function, relationship between inputs and output. For example, IBSL using lecturers, using these the capital goods, tables, computers, overhead projectors, software, very important software, Google Class. Using, they produce the service. Output is service, educational service. So if you can establish a relationship between this service and the inputs, that is called the production function. Next, we are going to discuss cost of production. Cost is the key. We will discuss about the theory of consumer behavior. We said income was the key. Budget constraint. Here, the firms faces cost constraint. Annual budget is fixed. Board of directors say, okay, this is our annual budget for the next year. So you have to, for the salaries and wages and the buying inputs or the paying for this other infrastructure, the estimated budget is there, cost. Then budget is the constraint. Cost is the constraint. And short run and the long run, we'll discuss the difference between short run and the long run behavior. Like in theory of consumer behavior, firm's objective, here we assume profit maximization. But first, topic number 2, under the topic number 2, we are going to discuss, in addition to this profit maximization, companies can have various other objectives, revenue maximization, and to get the market penetration, higher market share, employment generation, like that. We'll discuss those objectives. But of all these objectives, profit is the key. Profit maximization is a very reasonable assumption for a firm, right? So any firm, self-employed, partnerships, or a company, that is the objective, right? Okay, now we'll go on the next slide. Introduction. Sorry. Types of organization in a mixed economy. Organization, underline, organizations in a mixed economy, market economy, right? What are the types? Private, public. Private sector and the public sector organization. Government department, government corporations, the ports, airports, these are public sector. Then the private sector, MAs, Brandix, the large number of private sector organizations. Still, we are not discussing use the term firm, organization. Now, the private sector organization can again divided into 2: commercial organization and the charities, non-commercial organizations. They are not specifically, they don't have the objective to maximize the profits. Commercial organization, definitely, it's a profit maximization is the objective. Sole trader, single trader. Now, if you see, when you come to this the BTI classes, you can see so many boutiques, small shops. Even at home, near to your home, you have some village boutiques. In the town, you have some boutiques, restaurants, the small shops. Sole trader, one company, the one person run the business. Right? Partnerships. As I said, people pool their funds and run the business. Private limited, public limited companies. These are the under commercial organization. We'll discuss the differences of these things. Then non-commercial, private, under private, non-commercial, charities, clubs, societies, association. Red Cross is a charity. There's the non-commercial. Save the Children, non-commercial. YMBA, YMCA, YMMA, all are non-commercial organizations, right? They are not the profit-oriented. Profit is not the key, the objectives, right? The objective is the social works, right? So that is the main objective of these non-commercial organizations, charities and clubs. Public sector organization. Public sector organization, again, we have the central government-owned organization, government departments, education department, health department, the armed forces, 100% central government. Fire services, fire brigade, public service. In almost all the countries, these the armed forces, fire services, police services, most of the countries are coming under the supervision and management of the under the public, the central government, right? Public corporation, CPC. Government component is there, but corporation. Now, in terms of benefits, in terms of profits generation, in terms of customer services, there are slight differences, right? Now, for example, central government employees all are getting pensions, but the CPC people in the CEB or CPC, they are getting maybe provident fund, not the pensions, right? The Ports Authority, they are called the public sector organization. Now, we divide all the organizations into two, private and the public. We discuss various the types of private organizations, commercial versus non-commercial. Then the public organization, central government, under central government, and other. Now we come to the basic question. Firm. Not all organizations are firms. That's obviously. Therefore, we have to ask the question, what is a firm? Firm. Firm, one definition of a firm, that a firm is any organization that buys and sells of goods and services. Buys and sells goods and services. By that definition, anyone who of us might be considered to be a firm. That is not a firm, right? Because we buy the goods, we sell our labor and buy goods. Using this income, you buy goods. You also, individuals are doing, according to this definition, sometimes you can say each individual is a firm. Because you are working, you earn income, take this money, go to the Sunday fair or the supermarket, buy things. But individual is not a firm. Firm has a more broader definition. What is a firm? However, firm is a more complex entity with at least 3 types of members: workers, managers, and the owners, basically. But in the case of self-employed, the company, self-employed, owner and the manager, worker will be the same, right? You run your own business. Husband and wife run the business, small boutiques, right? Then the son and the father and the son run the business, right? In the morning, near my house, there's a small grocery shop. It's a family business, self-employed. Earlier it was run by the father only. Then his son came back from Middle East country. Then he just developed this country, expanded their grocery shop. Now father is in the morning, running the business in the morning, and the son, they start controlling the business in the evening, right? So it's a family, self-employed, right? It's not partnership, family business. Okay. Now, basically, a firm, you can have these 3 the entities, right? 3 types of members: workers work, managers they manage, then owners get their profit share generally. Different. Self-employed, companies, partnerships, they may be different. Sometimes two parties may be coincide. Manager and the owner will be the same. Right. Types of firms. Now again, we know what is a firm. We divide all firms into three: sole trader, partnerships, companies. Business owned by a single individual who is fully entitled to the income of the business and fully responsible for any losses the business suffers. Underline that. That's very important. He earn the income, get the income, is entitled for the full income, but at the same time, fully responsible for any losses. He can't just pass the ball to another person or another group. No, you can't do that. His losses you have to bear. Any debt, you have to settle that debt. The unlimited liability. In other words, partnerships. Business jointly owned by two or more people and jointly responsible for any losses. Nevertheless, partnerships still have unlimited liability. Unlimited liability. Unlimited liability. What does that mean? At the end, if you are going to liquidate, shut down the firm, all the debts should be settled by selling. If you can't meet these liabilities, all the liabilities, you have to sell your own personal assets and settle the debt. Unlimited liability. Unlimited liability. Business jointly owned, two or more people, jointly responsible for any losses. Right now in Sri Lanka, there are lots of the partnerships are there. Sometimes some partners are very active. He's running the business. He's also a partner. He's responsible to manage the business, but another partner is he's not active, but he just put his money. Ask this person to run the business. Now these some textbooks they say this some partners are sleeping partners. You don't actively you don't participate, but you are at the end you are getting the partnership. So your profit share. For example, Oman. You take Oman. Any person can start a business. Sri Lankan or can start a business. There are not that much of red tapes. Starting a business, but one condition: the 50%, the 51% of their shares, if I am correct, should be given to Omanis company or individual Omanis should be there. Then you are getting only 49% of this share, right? That is the arrangement. So the Oman company doesn't, Omanis people, they don't come to the company. Even sometimes they might not seen their business premises, but end of the year they are getting their profit share. Company, that's another arrangement. That is partnerships. Or a company also the same. You have to have a certain number of the locals in the board of directors, right? They are qualified people, right? Then the companies. An organization legally allowed to produce and trade. Shareholders have limited liability. Now the company is more organized. You go to share market, there are companies legally allowed to produce and trade. Not only that, they can raise funds, raise capital by issuing shares. We can buy shares of these companies. Those who have issued these shares through the share market. How do you buy? Before you register with the CSE, the stock exchange, then you are giving your identification number, PIN number. That is your NIC number. Then you are unique. Then at the same time, you have the share broker, or you can have your own broker, or they allocate to a broker. Then you communicate with the broker. Then you can phone him. Okay, I have decided to buy so much of shares from from this company A. So please arrange that. So you put some money. You put the 100,000, 200,000, or 1 million. depending on your the net worth. You put the money. Broker arrange this transaction. Yeah, he's going to the market. He check online. He can check who are the sellers. Then he can arrange. He buy. If you want to buy 1,500 shares, he might say, okay, sir, the 1,500 is not available in the market. Market is glutted with the demanders, the buyers. Then I can buy only 1,000, but the share price is this much, right? He arrange that. But the thing is, share broker is earning money from both sides. You get some commission from the person, some certain percentage, 1% commission or 1.5% commission. Check that these numbers. But from both sides, you are getting the commission. Doing this financial intermediation, he earns money. Banks are doing financial intermediation, or you link two parties, buyer and the seller. Then the share brokers are doing financial intermediation, right? Like that. Okay. Now that is the shareholder. When you buy shares, we lend money to the company, right? You buy 1 million worth of the shares. If the share price is 10, 1 million into 10, that much of money, the 10 million goes to the company account, right? You can but we are getting some gain. What are these? Earn return from capital gain. You buy a share at 10 rupees. At the end of the year, share price increased to 12 rupees. 2 rupee gain is called capital gain. Capital gain. You are entitled. When you sell these shares, definitely you can sell that at 12 rupees, right? Or some more than that, 10 actually. Dividend receipts. Companies at the end of the year, they have profits. They give some dividends. Depending on the nature of the profit, types of profits, amount of the profits, level of profits, shareholders are allocated certain amount of money from that as dividends, right? You get a simple check, getting this much of money, 600, 700, 1,000, 1 million, 2 million, sometimes big companies, dividends. Some companies, they don't give dividend, but they give bonus shares. You have, at the moment, you have purchased 1,000, but because of this bonus share issue, bonus shares, you are getting more. In addition to that, you get more shares, another 100 shares, 1,000 shares, 2,000 shares. It's a bonus share, dividends. So these are the shareholders' benefits. Benefits of this, right? So if you are not doing trading in the stock market, the better you start. You don't want big money, small amount of money. Go to the share market and open this account, and you can go to the flow stock market. And when the shares are traded, you can bid. You can ask the broker to buy this. Sometimes in the stock in the flow, that is called flow stock exchange. So there are some space, empty room is there. So many people are there. They have seated and they just studying the movements of these shares, and sometimes they buying and selling. In the morning around 9 o'clock they go and sit. In the evening, once the share market is closed, they go with some money. Sometimes daily they earn big money, right? That is thing. So being economic students, the learning economics, they think about this working of. Don't need not to be a big investor. The retail investor, it's small sum of money. Understand how it's work. After some time, if you are really interested, you can start gradually enter into the stock market. That's a good opportunities there. Good opportunities are there. Not only that, if you want to be a share broker, there are certain examinations you have to get through the exams, and then you can act as a share broker also. So that's a good employment. The opportunities are there in this sector. Okay, sole trader, partnerships, company. Now in this lesson, when you say a firm, it could be a sole trader, partnerships, companies, right? the firm. The main objective of firm, and I have underlined that thing, main objective of firm is to maximize the economic profit. Economic profit. Economic profit. So what are the, you think, when you ask question, you always say profit maximization. No, are there any other objectives? Yes, they have. What are these other objectives? To secure higher market share. You penetrate, you want to get more and more market share, higher market share through advertising. All these lots of advertisements are there in the appearing about these soaps, then the various the other medical items, even the washing powder, detergent, so many. So one objective of these to popularize these items and also grab the market share will be one objective. Satisfactory return on capital. Return on capital. You invest some money, end of the year you have to get some money. Your return capital, your capital return on capital should be high. Otherwise, if the satisfactory return is not there, you might think of exiting this industry, company, and shutting down and start a new firm, right? Providing efficient service. Efficiency is must. Efficient service is also one of the objectives. For example, if you see the passport office long time ago, 10-15 years ago, it takes ages to get a passport, right? Now it is very efficient institutions, right? You know that in the morning you give all the documents, hand over necessary documents. Even if you want 1 day service, after 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, you can collect your passport, right? Or 1 week service, 1 month service is there. So very quick. You go to the passport office, there's a separate sections. You can take photos, your photographs, you need to bring that, you fill the thing. Then you, numbering system is there, appointment system is there. You surrender, submit this appointment, all the documents. Within half an hour, 1 hour's time, everything is finished. Efficiency improvement. Efficiency. Now RM is quite good. Like that, even though public sector companies, the private sector also now that's a very strong assumption. It's not a good assumption. We think private sector is efficient, public sector is inefficient. No, there are good, efficient public sector organizations. Think about that. Even there are very bad private organization, private sector, small companies. For example, if you go to a shop, textile shop in your home place, think about the how many hours, how many minutes you have to wait. Okay, no person come and start give you a service, right? If you want to buy some shirting material or the trouser material, pair of shoes, you get that idling, right? So but not, it is not the case in Malaysia. Malaysia, the moment you enter to the shop, attendant is coming. Yes, sir. What do you want to buy? Then you can say children's wear, gents wear, then the ladies wear. Then they have clothes. So immediately you send that person or bring that person, customer, to that particular floor and hand over that to another service provider or the attendant. And that arrangement is not there in Sri Lanka. That's very bad. Maybe you waste some time, sometimes 10, sometimes 10 minutes. So that is the problem. But in bank of course efficiency is there. Now we have improved the efficiency of banks with the help of this new technology. Now long time ago, 1970s, 80s, maybe there are long queues, right? Most of these things are done in 1970s manually. So big ledgers are there. You have to surrender your passbook, then clerk enter this. Sometimes in the signature card, they check with your signature card. Then if you have some doubt, you call into the bank, and again you sit down and wait for your turn. Then they check. Then sometimes you ask you to sign again. Waiting time in the bank, those times to withdraw 100 rupees, 200 rupees, maybe 10-15 minutes, sometimes half an hour. So nowadays it is not the case. You don't see the inside the bank, right? The customers, the counters. You just go to the ATM machines, and within a second you can withdraw your funds, right? That is the efficiency improvement, the technological innovations, right? Okay, very important. Then minimize risk of operation. That is the main, one of the main objectives. Risk operation, minimize the risk, because the risk is now we all are risk averse people. Individuals are risk averse. Companies are risk averse, not risk loving. Risk averse, not the risk neutral. You all are risk averse. You don't know what will happen next week, next next hour. So then you are always risk averse. You don't want to take risk. So to averse risk, we buy insurance, life insurance. You buy because you have fear of risk, right? Fear of your life, then you buy a life insurance. Is the answer to this the risk averse people. Only risk averse people will buy insurance, life insurance. Everybody, most of the people, majority of the people, almost all people are risk averse, right? Now what happens these days, after this COVID, post-COVID period, the people risk averseness, degree of risk averseness has increased. That is one of the problems in the economic managers, because people don't spend, people don't consume. So that's a big problem, right? Especially in big countries, where the huge malls are there, idling. People don't spend because of their risk averseness. They want to keep money for the next future contingencies. So when people don't spend, economy is not moving. You need to produce. GDP coming down. So the risk is a key factor. So nowadays it's a challenge to the economic managers how to come out, how to bring out these customers and the consumers and the companies from this trap. We're trapped, risk averse, right? So generally we risk averse, right? Then the employment generation is another key objectives. Create employment, especially in the Korean companies. Most of these Korean companies are the family businesses, conglomerate, the family businesses. Their objectives is to generate as much as employment, right? Sometimes, yes. Then the firms minimizes transaction cost of production, right? That's a very good thing. When you introduce the new technology, you can bring down the transaction cost of production. In the case of bank, you go to the bank 10 times to withdraw. Every time you buy 100,000, take 100,000 rupees, and that is you have to go 10 times to get the 100,000. So with the technological innovation, one time the maximum limit is 100,000. You can withdraw. You go home, no cost, no transport cost, no energy, no waiting time, transaction cost. So that is the transaction cost. You can reduce the transaction cost. We'll discuss this in the case of firm. When it is organized, not individuals, organized things, is organized as a company, the decision-making process will be very easy. So individuals have a contract with the agreement with the management. You have your TOR is there, job description is there, you work on that. That's all. You're paid, right? Transaction cost minimizes, right? The individual don't want to go to buy another spare part shops to buy the things. No, there are marketing department, the supply department is that they do that. You always in the manufacturing, you are in the attached to manufacturing department, you have the specific duty. Overall transaction cost decreases, right? Profits. Now you might think profits is the difference between revenue and the cost, but we have different concepts of profit: economic profit, accounting profit. Economic profit, accounting profit. Now we'll define those themes: economic and accounting profit, right? Economic profit equals revenue minus economic cost. Revenue is by selling your output, how much you can earn. It is same. It depends on consumers' demand. But economic cost is a different concept. Accounting profit is revenue minus accounting cost. So now we have to know what is this relationship between economic cost and the accounting cost. We'll discuss that. So what is more important, economic profit or the accounting profit? Accounting profits, of course, the companies, when they prepare their P&L account, profit and loss account, when you calculate profit, they use only the second concept, the accounting profit approach, not the economic profit. Revenue minus all the accounting cost, measurable the cost. The accrual basis or the cash basis, most of the things the cash basis, not the accrual basis. They calculate this accounting cost. But economic cost is different. We define that. Before that, we come to this definition. What is revenue? Revenue obtained from selling output depends on the demand curve faced by the firm. Very important. Consumer demand is the key. Then the demand curve determines the price for which any given quantity can be sold. And in the revenue of the firm, right? That is the revenue, demand curve. Sometimes demand curve will be elastic, inelastic, elastic, inelastic. So it depends. Consumer's response is key, right? Cost. For each output level, production cost depends on technology. What kind of technology? Labor-intensive technology, capital-intensive technology. How many inputs are needed to produce the output, and input prices, technology and input prices determine what the firm will have to pay for those inputs, right? That is the revenue depends on the consumer demand. I'll go to this one. Yes. Well, it's our revenue. Revenue. It's a function of consumer demand. Then the cost of production is a function of what? Input prices, right? Input prices or prices of factors. So production, technology. Input prices means wages, maybe raw materials, electricity, water, all input prices. Technology. Technology is the what kind of technology? There are various types of technology. Capital-intensive technologies and the labor-intensive technology. Capital-intensive and labor-intensive. Capital-intensive and labor-intensive. So we need people and the machines to produce output. If you take a manufacturing company, some technologies you don't want that much of labor, only you use on the machines. That is called capital intensive technology. Proportionally you use more capital. But other industries, more labor intensive technology. More and more people are used, and lesser number of machines. So for example, as I said earlier, the paddy cultivation in 1970s, 80s, it's a highly labor-intensive technology, paddy. More machines, more female labor was used, female labor. Plowing and the harvesting period and the manuring period. Most of the people are the male, female, both together, but generally planting also is a female labor was used relatively. Nowadays, machines, big machines are there. Harvesting is very simple. Even the planting in the developed countries, planting is also done by, I think Sri Lanka also use some areas, the planting, put the seed paddy. So the still sometimes it is not the abandoned in Sri Lanka, but developed countries it is the problem in it's not an issue. But in Sri Lanka, the problem is the paddy scattered, small scattered the lands system is there. But developed countries, it's huge land, 100 acres, 200 acres. One the company own this the 100 acres, and it's economies of scales are there. Its cultivation is very easy. But in Sri Lanka, small 2 perch, 100 perch, one bushel land, 2 bushel in paddy. It's a 1 bushel, 2 bushel plot to 3 bushel plot. Small. But Polonnaruwa, Inguragod area, relatively big the farmlands are there, paddy fields are there, but still it is not, still scattered. The farmer has initially a plant plot of land. He has 2 sons, 3 sons. So the when he dies, you divide this among three, scatter this paddy land. But developed countries is not the case. Highly organized companies are there. So this that is one of the problems in the paddy cultivation here in Sri Lanka. So the inputs, that is technology. Technology is the labor intensive, capital intensive. Now we are going to define accounting cost, direct cost, explicit cost, right? Actual payment to inputs, payment to the workers, payment to the electricity, payment to the water, payment for other inputs, interest payments. So these are the actual payment, cash basis, right? Then not a payable or receivable. That means accrual, pay cash basis. That is the payment. Economic cost is different. Economic cost, in addition to this economic accounting cost, direct cost, actually it's called you add something. Add something. That is called opportunity cost of all inputs. Opportunity cost of all inputs are added. So then the direct cost plus opportunity cost of all inputs. For example, if I am I run the business, my own business, self-employed business. My what is my I don't do anything. I'm staying there. I just buying and selling. That's good. End of the day, I don't do anything. I'm idling. But for example, I am a graduate, I can do something. So I can find a job somewhere else, daily I can earn something. So I have an opportunity cost. Idling, working without, in this company, in this my firm, my business, without doing anything, I have opportunity cost. What is the opportunity cost? The earnings that the income that would I earned by working instead of working here, by working somewhere else, how much I can earn. That is my opportunity cost. If I can earn 12,000 rupees or the 100,000 rupees per month, that is my opportunity cost of being in this business. So that component is added when you calculate economic cost. Economic cost is higher. Accounting cost less. Economic cost is higher. For example, but as I said earlier, now the companies don't use this accounting cost approach. Bank always direct cost, accounting cost. When they prepare the profit and loss account, the income minus direct cost, wage bill, electricity bill, water bill, they are coming, interest cost, they deducted. But if you calculate, that is the economic accounting profit. Economic profit, in addition to these things, you add. Suppose a bank employee can find out the job some other place, how much he can earn, then the difference, my wage and that one is the opportunity cost of that person. Opportunity costs are added, right? Okay, now we'll discuss one example. Read this, I wanted to do this, right? A hairdresser who owns a shop where she works, right? Let's assume that it's a self-employed thing. Next to your house, you start a small room is there, you run this business, owns your own business. In a year, she has revenue of $60,000 within year, January to December, from financial year, maybe March to April in a year. Monetary costs, these are direct costs. Electricity, shampoo, conditioners, and so on. These are 45,000. Right? Also assume that hairdresser can rent the shop. He can rent shop to a communication for 10,000. That possibility also there. Without running this, you can rent the shop communication and get 10,000 and pocket at this 10,000. No business. Understand this question? Estimate accounting profit. Estimate economic profit. Accounting profit, revenue minus accounting cost. Economic profit, revenue minus economic profit, economic cost. Okay, can you answer? We'll spend 10 minutes or 10 minutes or to answer this question. Can you work out accounting profit and economic profit? And the third question, can you work out this? We'll spend 10 minutes. Now it's the 11:17, 25. Start doing that. Finish it. Finish it. කරගෙන යනවා නෑ මම පොඩි එක්සර්සයිස් එකක් දුන්නා. Right, it's just a very easy question. Shall we start? Yes. Estimate accounting profit. Revenue minus accounting cost. What is the accounting cost? Is 45,000. Electricity, shampoo, conditioners. These are the economic cost. Sorry, the accounting cost. So 45,000, 60,000 minus 45,000 is the accounting profit. 60,000 minus 45,000, that means 15,000. No, right. Estimate economic profit. Economic profit. When you calculate economic profit, revenue is 60,000. Accounting cost 45,000 minus opportunity cost of all factors of production. What are the factors of production? This building. Opportunity cost of building is, what is the opportunity cost? If you don't run the business, next best alternative. If you rent this to the communication, you can earn 10,000. So opportunity cost of this his premises is the 10,000. Here we have drop. We have not considered another economic cost because the opportunity cost of owner's time. The hairdresser is there. If the hairdresser can find a job in the formal sector without running this business, how much he can earn? That is another opportunity cost. But here we considered only the accounting cost, opportunity cost of the premises. Hairdresser, because he's a professional hairdresser, he can't find, maybe she's not in a position to find a job in other sector as a computer programmer, as the coach, consultant, because she's only trained only to do this the hairdressing, right? Therefore, maybe opportunity cost is 0. But premises you have opportunity cost 10,000. Cost of next best alternative. You don't do that. If you can rent this 10,000, how much you could have earned? That is the opportunity cost of building. Then, when you calculate economic profit, you have to deduct that also. 60,000 minus 45,000 minus 10,000. Then you completely 55,000 is deducted. 60,000 minus 50,000, answer is 5,000, right? Earlier, this one, it's a very important question. Earlier, this is accounting profit, very easy. $60,000 minus 45,000. economic profit 50,000 revenue minus 45,000 minus opportunity cost of building 10,000, 5,000. Now you can see the accounting profit is higher than the economic profit. Economic profit is less. Second one, suppose this rent increases to 25,000. 25,000. The rent is 10,000 earlier. Accounting profit no change. Accounting profit no change. 60,000 minus 45,000, that is 15,000. No change. Rent increases to 20,000. Now, economic profit. Economic profit is, how do you calculate? 60,000 minus 45,000 minus 25,000. Then what will happen? Then you have problem. Then we have problem. Profit is the 65 minus 5,000. 45,000, 55,000 is 65,000. 60,000 minus 65,000, 5,000. Correct? Yes. So this is how much? 45,000 minus 25,000. How much? What is the answer? Tell me. Not 5,000. How much? It is
10,000.
Yeah, that's right. Minus 10,000. Good. 70,000. Right. Now we have a big question. You can rent the building to 25,000. You rent out. Your economic profit will be minus 10,000. What do you recommend? What do you recommend now? What do you recommend? Pure economics. What do you recommend now? Yes. Yes. Answer you can calculate. Suppose she could rent. How would the answer be above A and B? Then what do you recommend this hairdresser? In the second case, rent this to the communication center and earn 25,000. 25,000 because it is more profitable. You are at end of the month, end of the year, you are getting the 25,000. 25,000. Even even it is higher than the accounting profit. Accounting profit 15,000. You run the business. Of course, the economic profit is negative. But if you rent out this 25,000, this to a communication center, cost of the revenue of 25,000, it is better to rent out, right? So that's why this concept is important. Now, this is a very good question. You can understand what is accounting profit, what is economic profit, what if this opportunity cost changes, what will happen to the economic profit, and what will happen to how do you change your conclusions accordingly, right? Now, part 3, you can say, okay, don't run this business, give that to the rent out this to the communication, right? Okay. Right. Please try this, understand this. Okay. Now we come to the we have discussed so far what is a firm, types of organization. Then we discuss the firms, types of firms. Then we discuss the objective of a firm. Then we said profit maximization is a very reasonable and rational assumption of a company, firm, right? There are so many other objectives, but of all these objectives, profit maximization is the key, right? Consumer also can say lots of other objectives, consumer, but utility maximization is the main, right? Okay. Now the profit maximizing output underline. Now we say profit maximization is the key objectives. Then what will happen? Company has to decide how much should I produce to get the maximum profit. That is the main question. Even a manufacturing firm or a service producer or the communication center, to get the maximum profit, how much should I produce? To get the maximum profit, how much should I produce? If you're in the communication center, maybe you know the customer flow, fluctuation during the lunch time, tea time, and in the evening, the customers are, how many customers are coming. Then every time you can calculate the profits at the end of the day or end of the month. Then you can see, okay, in which if I open this the 10 hours or the 15 hours, you can get the maximum profit. After that, the 20 hours, 24 hours, definitely no point of opening this, your profit will go down. So maximum profit, there's a certain fixed number of hours to be opened. That is our service sector. But manufacturing sector, also government industry, a firm in a government industry, you can decide, okay, what should be the profit maximizing output? How many containers should be produced of this item? Right? How many metric tons should be produced to get the maximum profit? Answer this question, we have two approaches. TR is total revenue, total cost approach. MRMC is marginal revenue, marginal cost approach. Now, of these two approaches, MRMC approach is the most important approach, right? We are going to discuss that in detail. But here, just to understand this question, with the concept, we use this TRTC approach. Now, here we can calculate what is total revenue. By selling the output, how much the firm can earn. Total revenue. Total cost is, what is the cost, total cost of producing this output, that output level, right? TRTC approach, right? TRTC approach. And now these are the outputs, kilograms. First kilogram, market price. You can sell this, if you produce only 1 kilogram, unit price is 21. So total revenue is 21 into 1. 21, you can sell that item. Then total cost is given from the other side. It is you can't calculate. Yeah, company gives that 25. Profit is 21 minus 25 minus 4. Number 2. Then if you 2 kilograms, unit price per kilogram 20. Total revenue is 20 into 2. 40. Total cost 36, therefore profit is the 4. Like that, you can complete this TRTC. Yes. You can calculate the TRTC. 19 into 3, 57, 57 minus 44. 18 into 4, 72 minus 51, profit. 6 into 16. Can you calculate quickly? At least total TR and profit. First, up to this point, up to output level 6, can you calculate profit? 19 into 3 minus 44. 4 into 18 minus 51. 5 into 17 minus 59. 6 into 16 minus 69. Please do that. Profits. Right. Then the 6 into 16, 96 minus 69, 96 minus 69 is 96 minus 69. 96 minus 69 is how much? The calculator 96 minus 69 is 27. Then 7 into 15 is 105. 105 minus 81. 105 minus 81. 105 minus 81. 105 minus 81. That is 105 minus 81. 105 minus 81. 24. Right, like that. You can 27, 24. Profit changes. Profit increases up to this point 6. After that, start decreasing. Profit increases, decreases. Then the corresponding output level is called the, I think here it is 6. Profit maximizing output. You can TR, TC, profits, then get maximum profit. I have the next slide. I have that one. You can, this is the total revenue. Total revenue, right? Okay. Total revenue. Then you can calculate. Let's finish the TRTC approach. Total revenue you calculate. Output level should be 6. Should be 6. That is the profit maximizing output level. If I am not wrong, as I can remember, 96 minus 69. 96 minus 69. That is 96 minus 69 is 27. Right? So the an output level 7, it is the 105 minus the 81. 81, that is 24. Definitely profit is maximum profit is at 6. Profit maximizing output level is 6. Take down that profit maximizing output. Now we are going to discuss MRMC approach, marginal revenue. Now this is the revenue numbers from the earlier the table. Revenue to 40, 57, 472. You calculate, you got the same numbers: 21, 40, 57, 72, 96, like that. Right? Marginal revenue. What is marginal revenue? Marginal revenue is as like marginal utility. Marginal revenue is this. Marginal revenue is defined as, take down this. Marginal revenue is defined as marginal revenue is defined as change in revenue divided by take down the definition. Marginal revenue. Change in revenue, total revenue divided by change in output. Can you see? Yes, change in revenue. In other words, it is TR2 minus TR1 MR. Increase in revenue divided by increasing output. When the company increase output from 2 to 3, revenue increases. Then increase in output, revenue divided by increase in output is the marginal revenue per unit. The increase in revenue change per small change in output. In this case, output is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Therefore, increase in revenue for 1 unit. Like that, you can calculate MR. Sorry, calculate MR. This table is there. For example, first unit, by selling the first unit, you can earn 21. 2 units, 40. Then 40 minus 21 divided by 2 minus 1. MR. MR is, can you calculate the MR? Take down this formula. MR is 40 minus 21 divided by, I got this.
19.
Right, yes, 19, correct, good. 40 minus 21 divided by minus 1. That is marginal revenue of the second unit, 19. Like that, you can calculate all the other units also. You can calculate the marginal revenue. The marginal revenue of the sixth unit is 96 minus 85 divided by 6 minus 5. Seventh unit, 105 minus 96 divided by 7 minus 6, like that. Marginal revenue. Then marginal cost. Total cost is same as earlier. This total cost is marginal cost. Definition same. Change in total cost divided by change. The marginal cost is defined as change in total cost divided by change in output. Delta TC divided by delta Q. That is what is marginal cost of an item per unit. The change in revenue for per 1 unit change in output. 1 unit change in output, change in revenue, increase in cost, change in cost, marginal cost is change in cost per unit change in output. For example, 25, the second unit, 2 units cost 36, first unit 25, therefore what is marginal cost of the second unit? 36 minus 25 divided by 2 minus 1. That is 11. Marginal cost of the second unit. Third unit, 44 minus 36 divided by 3 minus 2. Third unit, marginal cost itself. Third unit itself cost 8. Not the total, 8. Fifth unit, 59 minus 51 divided by 5 minus 4. Marginal cost of the fifth unit is 8. 8. That is marginal cost of 8. So marginal cost per unit. Last unit, marginal revenue generated by selling the last unit of the output. Now MR is there. Next table, I have calculated MR and MC. Now these are the schedules: MR, MC, MR, MC. You can derive this number. Homework question: I want you to derive these numbers, MR and MC. Now just to continue this discussion, we have this MR and MC. MR minus MC, that is called the per unit profit. Take down on MR minus MC column, please. On per unit profit. By selling the last unit, firm can earn 21 rupees, first unit. By selling the first unit, firm can earn 21. Cost of this last unit is 15. Therefore, what is the marginal profit? 21 minus 15, that is 6. This column, it should be 6. By selling the second unit itself, firm can earn 19. Marginal cost is 11. Then, what is the marginal profit? MR minus MC. Selling the second unit, 19 minus 11. Profit of 19 minus 11. 8. Third unit. By selling third unit, firm can earn 17, MC 8. Therefore, marginal profit. Can you calculate? Complete this column. Complete this column. So MR minus brackets marginal profit. Marginal profit, marginal revenue, marginal cost, marginal profit. Can you complete this? Get the difference. Get the difference. Then you can see what will happen to the marginal profit. Marginal profit when you calculate this right? Marginal profit. Can you calculate just for 2 minutes? Marginal profit. 21 minus 15, 19 minus 11, 17 minus 8, then 9 minus 12, 7 minus 14. Marginal profit will be negative. The high level of output. 5 minus 16, 3 minus 18. Marginal plus profit is positive. Positive. It comes down, then it will be negative. That's a problem. That's a problem. Right. We have the numbers. Marginal profit 6, 8. Then marginal profit 17 minus 8, 9. Then 15 minus 7, 8, like that. Then 13 minus 8, like that you can calculate the 5. 11 minus 10, marginal profit 1. By selling the 6th unit, firm can earn 11 rupees. Cost of the 6th unit is 10. Can earn only 1. See now what will happen to 7th unit. Selling the 7th unit, their marginal profit will be negative. Selling the 8 unit, marginal profit will be negative. 9th unit, 5 and 60, 3 and cost. Marginal profit increases, decreases, 0 and then negative. That is interesting. Then what will happen? What is output decision? Output decision. First unit, marginal profit is 6. Then what do you recommend? You are a consultant. You said, okay, by selling the first unit, you can earn profit. Go to the next level. Second, by selling the second unit, again you can earn profit. 19 minus 11. Go to the third. Increase the output. 17 minus 8. Still, you are getting the profit. Increase the output to 4. Marginal profit 15 minus 7. Positive. Go to 1. Fifth unit. Marginal profit, saying 13 minus 8. You advise company to increase in this model. Sixth unit. 11 minus 10. Okay, 11 minus 10. Now you advise us, you have increased that to 6 metric ton, 6,000 metric tons, 6 metric tons. Fifth, seventh unit. You can say increase, okay, it is profit. Now the seventh unit is 9 minus 12. You can't produce that. 8th unit, 7 minus 14. Then what? The output decision up to 6th output decision is increase the output. Increase, take down that. Increase up to 6. After that, decrease, because otherwise there's no point. So the marginal profit will be 0. Marginal profit will be positive with 1 at that point. Therefore, what is the profit maximizing, total profit maximizing output level is 6. You can't produce 7. Marginal profit will be negative. 6, you are getting some profit. So therefore, 6 is the profit maximizing out, total profit maximizing output. As in the earlier case, we decided that 6th unit. It is, you have to stop at this point, 6th unit. But in this case, all the marginal approach also, you can see the 6th unit is the profit. Marginal profit, of course, 0. Marginal profit, if you go to the 7th unit, it will be negative. So therefore, cutoff point is 6th. At that point, total profit is maximized. That is using mathematical calculation, you can derive this rule. Profit is maximized. Profit is maximized. Take the revenue equals marginal cost, or marginal profit is 0. When marginal revenue equals marginal cost. So, what is the production rule? Produce the output where increase the output to the point where MR equals MC. Increase the output to the point where MR equals MC. Increase the output to the point where MR equals MC. That output is called profit maximizing output. So what is the rule? Very simple. Produce output level, marginal revenue equals marginal cost. Then you can get the maximum total profit. Profit is maximized when MR equals MC. This is MRMC rule is true for any company, self-employed, partnerships, or a company. In economics, we can say profit maximizing condition is any firm is the MR equals MC. Right. Now we'll go to graphical analysis. Graphical analysis of this one, MRMC. Something wrong. It's okay. It's okay now. Yes, this. I'm not quite. No, I should not go on MR. No. Anyway, this MR should come here. MC should come here. The MR curve is a downward sloping curve. MR curve, you can draw that. output level. Output level, actually this is something wrong, is 6 should be here, this point of intersection, output level 6, change that. At this point, MC curve is U-shaped curve. MC curve U-shape, MR curve is downward sloping. So they should have a check with this when I send them the proper this thing, the PowerPoint presentation, but they have not. At this point, MR equals the point of intersection changes. MR equals MC. Know that if you have some sketch, MR equals MC. The MR curve is downward sloping, MC curve is U shape. MC curve U shape. I will draw that. Like this. You can draw this output MR. If you plot MR curve, it's like this. Line, it's a straight line. Output 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. MR. MC curve is U-shaped curve. Now this is my MC curve. At this point, point of intersection of this point, MR, MC same. MR equals MC at this point, MR equals MC. MR equals MC. This point. Output level is 6. Output level 6. So MR profit maximizing output level is 6. At the profit maximizing output level, MR equals MC. MR equals MC. Graphically, this is how we break down this. Show this diagram, right? MR equals MC. MR equals MC. I'm sorry. Take down. So the profit maximizing output level is the 6 at 6, right? So that is the profit maximizing output where the two curves intersect. Earlier we discussed. Okay, take down this graph. Earlier we discussed that is this point of intersection. At this point, marginal revenue equals marginal cost. Now, mathematically, the graph we can say at 6, marginal profit we calculated increases up to 6. At 6, marginal profit is 1. After that, marginal profit starts falling, rising, and is rising. Output decision is increase the output level 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4, up to that 6. After that, if company come to these other output levels, 9th, or the increase the output level 8th or 9th, your marginal profit will be negative, you cut down. So this will be the optimal level of output. We call it profit maximizing output level. That is the profit maximizing output. This point. So what is the rule? Profit maximizing rule is profit is maximized when marginal revenue equals marginal cost. Or in other words, profit maximizing output is shown by when marginal revenue equals marginal cost. Right? Earlier we discussed TRTC approach. This is a MRMC approach. Next one. Next topic is in our introduction. You have this introduction. I think we have the next topic is the production function. Production function. It is the production function, right? Production function. What is production function? The production function summarizes the technically efficient, underline, the technically efficient ways of combining inputs to produce output. When a farmer produces paddy, inputs, seed paddy, weedicide, insecticides, then the labor, these are the inputs. So you using all these inputs, factors of production, farmer after 3 months time of the 6 months time, maybe 3.5 months time, they get the output. So the inputs and the output, you convert, transform inputs into output. So this relationship is, if you can write down a mathematical formula, that is the production function in mathematical form. So production function summarizes technically efficient. When you say technically efficient, it is the maximum output level using a certain level of inputs. For example, the 4 workers, 4 computers, capital, firm can produce output level maximum 100. If they produce, next column, take 90. You 4 and 4, now take down 90. That is technically inefficient output level. Maximum output is 100. That is technically efficient out. That's why it's called. If they produce 90, it is technically inefficient. Put the 90, it is technically inefficient output. 6 and 2, 6 workers and men and machine. 6 workers and 2 computers. Maximum output 100. Then if they produce 95, technically inefficient. Up to this point. 7 and 2, combine these two, maximum output 106. Within bracket, take down maximum output 106. If they produce 100 only, it is not technically efficient. Like that, production function specifies that technically efficient, the maximum output that a firm can produce using a given levels of inputs. Very important to understand, production function is the maximum output. It is also called the technically efficient output level. Right. Production function, when you say, now we come to the point, what is the difference between short run and the long run? Short run behavior, long run behavior. Short run and the long run. You might think short run is only 1 year, more than 1 year long run. Or short run 3 months, more than 3 months long run. No, in economics you can't define that. You have to when you define a certain thing, certain concept, you have a specific definition of the concept. What is short run? In the short run, assume that today you start the business. Today you start the business, self-employed business. Then you can hire any number of workers, but you have only 2 computers. You can't get a bank loan. Bank manager will not go. Today you start with a bank manager will not give money to buy computers. But capital, you can have enough capital, enough labor. You can have any number of workers. So in the short run, one of the factors of production is fixed. In the long run, all are variable. So that is the definition, difference between short run and the long run. Company, start the business in the short run, as long as at least one of the factors of production is fixed, that particular period is defined as short run. If you can make all the variables, all the factors of production variables, after that it is the long run. By that definition, you can say that you can't have some fixed definition. Company to company, firm to firm, short run, long run definition will be different, right? So for one particular company, short run, long run, 3 months short run, more than 3 months long run. Another company, 2 years short run, more than 2 years the long run. Why it is 2 years? Up to 2 years, they have to maintain with one of the factors of fixed capital or the fixed factors of production. After that, only they are in a position to change the level of the fixed factor. Sorry. So therefore, in the short run, accordingly, you have two production functions. Short run production function, long run production function. I have this something wrong in the point of present output is now this some problem in this one. I'll write down these two functions. Take down. Short run production function is this. Short run production function is an output function of L and K bar. That is called fixed capital machines and variable labor. Short run. Long run, output is function of L and K. Variable labor, variable capital, then variable labor. All are variables. Firm can hire any number of workers, any number of computers. Firm can expand their factory size. They can come to another building. So, for example, IBSL, we had this Boralla, that our branch was just in front of this Archbishop the office bungalow. So the compact, we don't have enough space. But after some time, we built this building and then we came to move to the new building. You have enough space. That is long run. You can change size of the business premises. You can buy computers. You can buy chairs, new office chairs. At the same time, you can hire new workers. Right? That is to produce this education service for the banking people. This is a long run behavior. Fixed capital and the variable labor. Right? That is the difference between the short run production function and the long run production function. You can't specify short run 3 months, more than 3 months, long run, no. It's a company specific concept. Company specific. The point where the short run, the fixed factor becomes the variable factor is the point where the difference between the short run and the long run. Right? Okay. Then we will come to next now we know the difference between short run and the long run. But one thing I just want to forget this. In the short run, it's a short run production function. Firm produces output. They want to produce the output, no? Increase the output. You are restricted. You can't change. You have only 4 computers. You can increase the output only by changing labor. Capital is fixed. Number of computers fixed. But in the long run, what will happen in the long run? You have enough labor as well as capital. If you want to increase the output, you can increase labor or you can increase capital or both. That is interesting. So output is increased by changing both labor and capital. But in the short run, they don't have enough control or this capital input, number of computers given. So therefore, in the short run, to increase the output level, you have to increase the number of workers. Or another way to increase the output level is increase the productivity of labor. That is another, not the head count. You put more and more labor, or you can increase productivity. But in any case, you can't touch number of computers. Number of computers, same. That is the difference between short run and the long run, right? Right. Now, cost of production, short run cost. The short run is the period in which the firm cannot fully adjust to change in conditions. In the short run, the firm has some fixed factors. I already discussed this thing. Maybe capital. In Sri Lanka, capital is the fixed factor. developed countries, if you read some of the textbooks written in US or the European countries, they define fixed factor as a labor. Labor shortages are there, those countries, right? Middle East countries. But here, when in our countries, when you draw this, when you teach this production function, most of the time they put capital as a fixed factor. Fixed factor of production is a factor whose input level cannot be varied. The existence of a fixed factor has two implications. That is very important. In the short run, there is a fixed factor, maybe number of computers fixed. In the short run, firm has some fixed cost. Because of the fixed factor, you have the fixed cost. Total cost of production has a fixed cost. Because if, for example, in IBSL, so this if you have 1,000 computers, so monthly rental of these computers is the fixed factor. Right? If you pay the fixed factor. So the fixed factor has some fixed cost. Or if you have in a rented building, sometimes it is the every month you have to pay the rent, fixed cost. Right? The short run cost will be different from its long run cost and must be higher. Underline it. That is very important thing. In the short run, the long run cost and the short run cost. Generally, what will happen? Most of the cases, short run cost is higher than the long run cost. To produce, for example, 10 units of the output, short run cost may be 10,000, but to produce the 10 units of the output, long run cost will be only 8,000. Why is that? Well, you have the more leverage. You can change both inputs and output by changing labor and capital. Both you can bring down the cost. In the short run, you don't have any choice. You have to depend on the fixed number of capital, fixed number of computers. Therefore, your short run cost is generally higher than the long run cost. That is very important to understand. So therefore, fixed factor, because of the fixed factor, there will be fixed cost in the cost of production. Because of the fixed factor, the short run cost will be higher than the long run cost. These are the two implications of this fixed factor, existence of a fixed factor in a production process. Right. Short run cost of production. In the short run, now we can define short run cost. In the short run, the total cost of production made up of fixed cost and variable cost. Why there is a fixed cost? Because of the fixed factor. Fixed costs are costs that do not vary with the output level. Underline that do not vary with the output level. Whether you produce 100 units, 200 units, 300 units, fixed cost is fixed. It doesn't change. Variable costs do vary with the output level. Whether 10 units, 20 units, 30 units, 100 units, variable cost varies. But fixed cost is fixed. So therefore, total cost equals FC. Fixed cost, take down fixed cost. VC is the variable cost. Now we are going to draw the graph. Sorry. Right. Okay. Now short run cost curves. Right. Okay. Before that, I will draw these curves. You're right. This one, short run total cost curve. Okay, we'll come to this point. Right. Graphical representation of the cost, short run cost. Short run cost is output versus fixed cost. Output versus fixed cost. Output Q, fixed cost, FC. You produce 0 units, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50,000. Fixed cost is fixed. What is shape of this curve? It is fixed. Fixed cost curve is fixed. Does not vary with the output level. Whatever the variable cost of output, fixed cost is fixed. But variable costs do vary with the output. Output 0, variable cost 0. Output 10, like that. Generally, variable cost curve is like this. variable cost. Fixed cost curve versus variable cost curve. Now what will happen? Total cost curve is the sum of these two. You add these two. At each output level is variable cost, fixed cost. Variable cost, fixed cost. Variable cost, fixed cost. Variable cost, fixed cost. Now what is the shape of the variable cost curve? So fixed total cost curve is parallel to this one, but shifted up. That is the shape of the fixed cost curve. Something like that, fixed cost. The total cost. Total cost is curve. Total cost curve. You shift the variable cost curve up. Sorry. Here that graph. I drawn that. You see, that is the short-term total cost curve. Output level, whatever the output level, fixed cost is fixed. Variable cost varies with the output level. If firm doesn't produce any output, it is fixed or zero. Only fixed cost is there. For example, you can see our table. You can see this table in the initial table I gave you. When firm doesn't produce any output, total cost is 10. Output 0, total cost 10. This is the fixed cost. Fixed cost. The total cost when firm does not produce any output is fixed cost. Then we come to this point. Right. Short term versus total cost curve. So they are generally this is the but fixed cost is or the output, it is always fixed. Right. Now we will go to this table, initial table. I want you to complete this table. Complete the above table. Output level 0 to 10, fixed cost 30, whatever the output level it is 30. Output level 7, 8, 9, 10, it is 30. But variable costs do vary with the output level. 0, 22, 38, 48, like that, 255. Now I want to calculate TC. TC is the sum of these two. Quickly, can you do that? Then the MC we don't how to calculate. Complete the table, draw the MC curve. Can you calculate the TC and MC? TC and MC. What is MC? Increase in cost divided by increase in output. We calculate initially. Increase in cost divided by increase in output. Quickly, we'll spend 5 minutes to calculate that. Now it is 12:14. The 12:20. We'll discuss. Can you calculate that? Quickly, TC and MC. Right. This is the total cost. The calculated. I have calculated that. This is the total cost. If you calculate that, the total cost. I calculated those things. This is the cost. You have correctly calculated 30, 52, 68, like that. Marginal cost. What is marginal cost is you can calculate change in cost divided by change in output. Change in cost. 2 is the 30, that is the 22. 22, right? Then marginal cost is second unit. 68 minus 52 divided by 2 minus 1. TC 2 minus TC. 1 divided by Q2 minus Q1. That is the marginal cost. 68 minus 52. 68 minus 52. 68 minus 52 divided by 16 divided by 2 minus 1. 2 minus 1, right? Yes, that is. Then third unit. 78 minus 68 divided by 3 minus 2. 10. Like that you can calculate marginal cost. Marginal cost. Marginal cost curve. Right? For example, 9th unit. Let's say 9th unit. 9th unit. 237 minus 196 divided by 9 minus 8. 237. 196. 41. Like that you can compute this marginal cost. Marginal cost of this unit, right? Then what will happen? Next part is the plot this curve. Plot the curve. You can plot the MR curve. Draw the MC curve. Sorry, MC curve. You know the numbers. MC curve is quantity axis 0 to 10. Marginal cost axis, you can calculate marginal cost. Then you can see what is the shape of this cost curve. Shape of the cost curve, marginal cost curve is generally U-shape. Generally U-shape. Generally U-shape. But this marginal cost curve is generally U-shape. Generally it is U-shape. Minimum point, output versus marginal cost decreases and then increases. We calculate marginal cost decreases. Then up to this point, this is how much? 10, 26, 16, 10. Then what will happen? 91. 13, like that. After that increases. Up to third point, decreases, then it increases, start increasing. Marginal cost curve, generally U-shape. Right. So far we have discussed mathematics of marginal cost, total revenue, marginal revenue. Still, we have not discussed the economics of why this MC curve decreases and then increases. What is the economics behind this U-shape MC curve? Generally, MC curve is U-shape. Now, that is the most important thing. Mathematically, you can calculate. If you know the mathematical formula, you can calculate marginal cost. If you know the mathematical formula for marginal revenue, you can calculate the marginal revenue. Most important thing is why? Why that is U-shape? When output increases, why MC decreases and then increases generally? That is the most important thing. Next time we have next week. I don't know whether we have time. Yes. 12:20. I will explain. Short term. Now, before that, we'll discuss the average also. Average cost curve. Something wrong with this PowerPoint presentation. You have to divide this averages. Average curve is this. Averages take down that I will. Before that, let me see average cost curve. So this is the curve. Economic explanation. In general, the short-run average cost curves, marginal cost curves, U-shaped. what is the economic explanation? That we have to discuss. That is the most important thing, right? What is the relationship between behavior of inputs and the output marginal cost curve? Is there any relationship between marginal cost of production and the out behavior of the inputs? Yes, there is. So that we have to discuss. Then only you can discuss the shape of this justify the U-shaped curve of the MC curve. Before that, I want to give you the average cost curve. Average cost curve is that. Average cost is that. From that you can next. Okay. Total, we know the relationship. Total is this. Total cost curve. Draw this MC curve. So we are going to discuss that in next week. You know the total cost curve. Total cost. We know the mathematical formula for this total cost. TC equals FC plus VC. Total cost. You know the shape of this cost curve. Now we have to discuss average. If you divide both sides of this equation by output, because according, please change your presentation. You have that one. Some misalignment is there, but bring that. Take down that. AC divided by output, FC divided by output, VC divided by output. TC divided by output is MC, AC, average cost. FC divided by output is average fixed cost. Average fixed cost plus average variable cost. Please change your the presentation accordingly and the note accordingly. AFC plus AVC equals AC. This is AC. This is AFC. This is AVC. Shapes of this curve, if you plot these curves like this. I draw that output versus AFC. I have drawn, but just to AFC curve is like this. AFC. Then AVC curve is U shape. AC curve also a U shape. AC curve also a U shape. AC curve U shape. Another curve, MC curve is U shape. MC curve is also U shape. Now these are the short-run cost curve. Altogether we have 4 cost curves. 4 cost curves. 1, 2, 3, 4. Average fixed cost, average variable cost, average cost curve. Then the MC curve also you can draw that. Now these are the cost curves. Relevant cost curves. Now change that. You are this output level TC divided by output FC over Q, VC over Q. Average cost, average fixed cost, average variable cost. Generally, if you plot these curves, this is the shape of this curve. AFC continuously falling. Now this is the correct diagram, because I don't know the PowerPoint presentation. I have sent this because when you upload some misalignment is there, so therefore you can take down this. These are the curves. AVC curve is this one AVC. Then you have the AC. This is the MC curve, right? Take down this AFC, AC, AVC, MC. Right. Okay. Now we go to this. Generally, AFC curve is continuously falling. AVC curve is U-shape. AC curve is generally U-shape. MC curve we have already shown U-shape. Yeah. Right. Now this you have to complete this homework question. So I have given fixed cost curve, variable cost curve. I want you to calculate average fixed cost. Average fixed cost is this FC divided by 0, FC divided by 1, FC divided by 2, FC divided by 3, FC divided by 10, 30 divided by 10, average fixed cost curve. That row you can complete. Average variable cost curve, 22 divided by 1, 40, 38 divided by 2, like that. This row divided by the output number, ABC. AC is, you add these, your answers, AFC plus ABC, AFC plus AC. Complete the above table, right? That is the question. So I want you to complete this table, AC, ABC, AC, AFC, ABC. Then you add these two and get the AC. You know the formula. After that, you can draw. See the shape of this. These are the curves. You have the AFC curve, ABC curve, AC curve, and the marginal cost curve. You can draw that. Right? Up to this point, as I said earlier, we have discussed mathematics. We define total cost. We derive the MC marginal cost. We have the total revenue. We calculated MR. Then we discuss the difference between short run and the long run. Various cost components. Then various average cost curves, short run average fixed cost, short run average variable cost, short run average cost. Now we have come to the real stuff. Short run cost curves. We want to discuss the reasons why they are U-shaped. AC U-shape, MC U-shape, ABC U-shape, but AFC for some mathematical reason that is continuously falling. What is the mathematical reason? We are not going to discuss any economics of that. Continuously falling. Why is that? 30 divided by 1, 30 divided by 2, 30 divided by 3. AFC, average fixed cost, 30 divided by 10. Always, for mathematically, you divide the fixed number by an increasing number, it is falling. That's out, mathematics. But the other cost curves are generally U-shaped. You have to explain that why they are U-shaped. Why MC curve is U-shaped. Short run. Why short run AFC is U-shaped, ABC is U-shaped. That will be the subject matter next week. What is the time now? Yes, 12:28. I will stop now. Next week, we will discuss the reason for this one. Next week, we have the classes. Yes. Next week, we'll discuss economics of that. After that, we'll come to the long run. Long run curves, then new concept. Yes, we can discuss all these things. Right. Okay. Thank you very much. If you have any clarifications, we have 2 minutes. If you have any questions, please ask me. Please complete that table. Complete that table. This table. And check the shapes of this curve. Shapes, of course, I have drawn this not according to the scale. These are the shapes of these cost curves. Next, we are going to discuss the economic reason. Start reading this. Reading and come to the class. We can explain that. Next week, I will discuss this. After that, we will discuss the long run cost curves, economic reasons. Long run cost curves are also U-shaped. Then finally, we will discuss profit maximizing output. Where profit maximizing output has to be decided using these cost curves, right? That we will discuss. Okay. Right. Thank you very much. Hello. Can you hear me? Hello. Yes. If you have any questions, please do ask me. Do you have any questions? Hello. No. Okay.
No,
Thank
sir.
you very much. See you next week. Okay.